We are gathered here today for me to once again tell you another fucking story that would only happen to me. Hey, it's Bri, and I have a story for you. If you've been here before, thanks for stopping by. And if you're new here, go ahead and click that red button and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell for notifications, because I know after this story, you guys are gonna want to see Bri all the time, every time I upload. I originally wanted to do this story immediately after it happened, but I never did it because I was paralyzed by fear. I was too embarrassed to get on YouTube and admit that I didn't have a car anymore, because I had grown so accustomed to having a car, on top of the fact that I had filmed so many videos in my car.
Ooh, let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
Like, I was just not ready to face reality, and I felt like if I made this story time, I would have to explain to you guys that the whole reason this even happened was because a bitch was walking. At this point, I've already uploaded a video telling you guys in full detail everything that happened with my car situation. So now that you guys know that I don't have a car, I have no shame in telling you this story, because like I said, it literally would not have made sense any other way. After my mom took my car from me, I literally stayed in the house for about a week straight. Anything that I wanted, I just had delivered to my house. So this particular story time is very interesting to me because I was going out of my way to avoid going outside. I wouldn't buy blunts, I wouldn't buy groceries, I wouldn't buy weed. I literally had everything delivered to my house. I'm not joking, I'm not playing. I did not care about the cost. It got to a point where I really needed to buckle down if I was gonna get serious about saving up for a down payment on my new car. This particular day is important because this was the first time since I lost my car that I decided to get an Uber and run errands. Because I don't know, you guys, I was just being very immature. I just felt like if I didn't have a car, I didn't want to get my nails done, I didn't want to go run errands. I still kind of have those tendencies, but it's only because I got so used to the freedom of having my own car. So it was kind of just like I was having a pity party. That's why I think this story is really so crazy, because this actually was the first time where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna get over myself. It's a quick ride. I'm just gonna go to the bank and come back. Here's another thing that I feel like is important for me to explain to you guys so the story will make sense. At the time, I did not know that you could order an Uber, add a stop, and then the Uber will wait for you and bring you back home. If I knew that that was a possibility, that that was an option, this whole story time would never have happened. So we are gathered here today for me to once again tell you another fucking story that would only happen to me.
I feel under attack, a spiritual attack.
It's really important for me to explain to you guys where I was mentally every single step of this story, because everything happened so fast in real life that it's actually unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm so happy that I'm a YouTuber, because what the fuck else would I do with all this trauma? Anyway, like I said, I did not know that I could get an Uber to the bank and back home, and then I could be there and back in like literally less than 10 minutes. So I got an Uber one way to the bank. I go to the bank, make my deposit, go across the street, pay my phone bill. I decided that I was not gonna wait 5 to 7 minutes for another Uber, that I was just gonna walk home. And it was probably like a 15-minute walk from where I was at, right? Now, I distinctly remember this day because when I started walking back to my house, I called my best friend and I told my best friend, I was like, bitch, what you doing today? Come with me to go look at cars. Because I made a fairly large deposit where I felt like I had enough to where I could at least go browse and get an idea of what I would need to put down as a down payment. When I was on the phone with my best friend and I was walking back home, I was being catcalled. okay? Guys were honking their horn and blowing kisses at me out the window. I wasn't really paying attention to that because honestly, I'm used to that. It's easy for me to like ignore that. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that I want you guys to know that I feel like is important to the story, I was dressed like a bum. Okay, I had on my house clothes. I had on a crop top, some sweatpants, and some fucking slides. I'm not even gonna lie to you. If you're a young woman, you already know it really doesn't matter what you wear. Guys are still gonna hit on you. And sometimes you get hit on more when you look like a bum. So please do not think I went to the bank and I was wearing short shorts and I was just so sexy and I had my makeup done. Bitch, it 100% looked like I was running a quick errand and I was gonna go right back in the house. Do not play with me. So like I said, I'm walking home. I'm on the phone with my best friend. I'm in my own world, okay? In my mind, I'm dressed like a bum. So clearly, I'm not ready to get nobody number. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the headspace that I was in, okay? After I get off the phone with my best friend, I start Googling different car dealerships and I started calling different car dealerships because I want to see what my options are based off my credit score. And that is very important because even though people were honking at me and yelling at me out their window, I was not paying attention to none of that shit. It was not until I literally started to notice a Nissan Altima following me that I started to become concerned for my safety. Because up until that point, I was like fairly aware of my surroundings. You know what I'm saying? When I finally realized that there was a man that was following me in his car, I don't know how long he had already been following me because during that time I had been on like 5 or 6 different phone calls, if I'm really being honest. By the time I recognized this man, I was already like 5 minutes from my house. So when I realized that this guy is following me and I make eye contact with him, he starts yelling at me. He's like, yeah, I know you trying to ignore me. I know you trying to play hard to get, blah, 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 blah. He tried to make it seem like I was ignoring him the whole time. And I was like, okay, this guy is weird as fuck because the only reason I even know you exist is because I started to physically feel your energy, okay? Now, this is the best way I could describe it. If you guys watch National Geographic or if you enjoy any nature shows or like nature videos on YouTube, you're gonna know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about, right? You know when a predator is stalking its prey, whether it be a crocodile, a lion, a cheetah, whatever. When a predator is stalking its prey, and let's just say that the prey is at a river, a lake, a watering hole, the prey is enjoying a sip of water. It's nourishing itself, right? And while the prey is nourishing itself, in this case, I'm on the phone and I'm trying to find a new car. I'm not necessarily at the river taking a sip of water, but I am in my own world minding my business, right? I'm using a nature show as an example because usually when the predator starts to approach its prey, it's almost as if intuitively or like energetically, the prey can feel that it's being stalked, and the prey will stop everything that it's doing and it will start to look around frantically because it's like, I don't know where, but I feel like there's a threat. That is exactly what happened to me. That's the best way I can describe it. I'm really trying to make sense out of something that in real life makes no fucking sense, okay? I could feel this man's energy before I even knew where he was at. I can't even explain it, but if you know, you know. And so when I made eye contact with him, he took it as like an invitation to drag me into whatever BS he was on. I was walking towards a very busy intersection that was right by a community college. And now that I sit here and tell this story, I really feel like in hindsight, I should have just stopped into like a fast food restaurant or one of the businesses over there, because like I said, I was in the area of a community college, so you could imagine there were a lot of places for me to pop into to avoid interacting with this guy. But I don't know, like I like to mind my own business, and I feel like I'm a little naive. Like I feel like I underestimate how lame other people are. Like if I'm in my car, I'm not about to follow a bitch that's walking down the street because I have a car. Why am I looking at somebody that's walking? Like, that's just me. I really didn't think that the situation was even gonna escalate to that point where I need to pop into Del Taco right quick so he could leave me alone. Like, that's just not the mindset that I was in. Like, it was like 10:30 in the morning. He was holding up traffic trying to follow me down the street on a main street. If you guys live in Los Angeles, I was on Western. If you are not from Los Angeles, Western is one of the main streets in LA that will take you anywhere you need to go in LA. I was on a very busy intersection at like 10:30 in the morning, broad daylight, and this man is driving super slow, yelling out his window, trying to make it seem like I'm playing hard to get. So when cars start honking and speeding around him to the point where this man's about to get into an accident, that's when he speeds up and goes to the next light. Now, I thought that that was the end of that. I'm thinking to myself, okay, cars started honking at you, people started swerving around you. Once you start to feel embarrassed, you sped off like a bat out of hell. I really thought he was gonna leave me alone, bitch. I was wrong. I was definitely mistaken, bitch. I don't know if this man was on drugs or what. He was like very obsessed with fucking with me. So the area that I was at, the street was divided. There was cement at every single intersection. This is what he did. He went to the light. He made a left. He went into the gas station, because there's a gas station on the corner, came out the gas station parking lot, turned back into the street, went into the turning lane, so that way when the light turned green for him to turn, he could turn his car exactly in front of where I was standing. I hope to God that I made sense, because I really tried my best to explain that. Like, this man was fucking determined to fuck with me. I need you guys to understand that. I'm not gonna lie to you, at this point my heart was racing a little bit. I did have a little bit of fear in my heart, because I'm thinking to myself, what does this man want from me? God is real, because when he pulled out of the gas station and turned into the turning lane, the light ended up changing. So I was able to cross the street. And I really didn't think that it was a coincidence that the light changed right when I started to get scared. So when I started to cross the street, I let my guard down, because I'm like, I don't know this man from anywhere. I really didn't think that he would continue to follow a stranger, because for what? I know how these streets are set up. I literally had a car last week. So I already know, if you made a left, you either gonna have to turn into this parking lot, or you're gonna have to go to the next light and wait for that light. You get what I'm saying? You would have to do way too much just to fuck with me, and you don't even know me. Everything that I just described to you, that man had no problem doing at all. That man definitely did drive down to the next light, and he definitely did wait for the light to change and slow down and start following me down the street. When he pulled up on me, I was over it. I'm like, there's no reason for you to be this thirsty. On top of the fact, if you want to add in the spiritual aspect, his energy was so dark. I literally just got done describing him as a fucking predator, you guys. Like, his energy was screaming, red flag, danger, danger. I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. I don't even remember what the fuck he was saying to me when he pulled up on me, because my heart was racing so fast, and I literally was in this mindset of, why did my mom take my fucking car? I have not experienced this shit in months. And the first time that I decide to leave the house, the first time that I step outside and I accept the fact that I no longer have a car, this is what the fuck I have to deal with? Like, I literally was going through like 50 fucking different emotions at once. That's why I'm trying to get you guys to understand that in real life, everything was happening like this. But in my mind, it doesn't really feel like that, because I was having so many thoughts and I was able to like process every single thought that I was having. He must have said something to me. I don't remember what the fuck he said to me, but he had to say something, because I asked him, I was like, are you gonna help me get a car? What are you following me for? Like, what are you gonna do for me? Girl, I literally was so irritated. I started yelling at a strange man on the street, because I really wanted to know, like, what the fuck do you want from me? Like, there is no conversation to be had, bitch. I'm already in a fucked up mood. Girl, when I said that, I must have triggered him too, because he said, you worried about getting a car when you need to get your hair done. Girl, when he said that, I was shook. I was like, who is this? And I'm gonna be so real with you. I used to live in the Bay Area. It's a lot of pimping going on in the Bay, if you don't know. And when I lived in the Bay Area, I ran into so many boys that was pimps. I would be talking to them and I would think that like we was really going somewhere. We was really in like a talking phase. And the whole time, he was a fucking pimp. Everything that I'm telling you is so important for this story to make sense, because that man telling me, oh, you worried about a car when you need to get your hair done. Your hair looking fucked up.
You need to be trying to get an education, because your looks ain't gonna get you paid. Because you're not that cute. And your hair is uneven. You look dusty.
That's how I knew he was a pimp. I knew it. I can't even explain it to y'all, because the only reason I knew it is because I've been in the streets. My initial reaction when he started attacking my physical appearance was to defend myself. I'm like, you're the one following me, and you gonna sit up here and talk about how I need my hair done? Be for real. But please do not think that I was just standing on the side of the road arguing with a complete stranger through his car window. I was still walking towards my house. When I tell you everything happened so fast, when I felt like he was bringing me to that level, I was like, I'm about to get away from this person. I'm not about to let this man follow me to my house or snatch me in his car. It was pure coincidence that the exact moment that I decided, you know what, I'm not about to argue with some man that I don't even care about. I'm not about to argue with some man that I don't even know. I look in the car, and why was there magically a grown ass woman in the passenger seat? The whole time I thought this man was by himself. That's why I was talking shit. If I knew that there was a girl with her seat all the way back, do you think I would have been talking shit? That's when the guy was like, oh no, bitch, don't start running now. Don't start running now. Girl, that's exactly what I did. I definitely did start running, bitch. I don't give a fuck. I started running top speed. I believe I could fly. Bitch, I was running, bitch. I don't care. I don't care. This is my first time going outside, because I don't fuck with you people. And the first time I go outside, you really think that I'm about to go toe to toe and knuckle up with some random ass bitch? No, I'm not. When I started running, the girl started laughing. I could hear the girl in the background literally laughing. I'm sure it was funny, bitch, but I was not in the mood to get beat up. You know how they say fight or flight? I would rather flight, because I feel like sitting up fighting with a bitch that ain't got nothing to lose, a bitch that don't know me from nowhere but is really actually ready to put the paws on me, and you don't even know me. You have nothing to lose. I do not want to fight you. I don't. I'm sorry. Y'all can call me scary. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say in the comments. I'm not fighting no bitch that's ready to beat up a complete stranger that didn't even do nothing to her. You have trauma. I don't want to be a part of it, bitch, because I like to fight people that actually got me fucked up. Anyway, the girl was laughing at me, the man was laughing at me, and I really just didn't give a fuck. I was concerned about my safety. And you want to know what's crazy? They still didn't leave me alone. That's what's crazy.
Oh no, security! Security! This dude needs to go.
Why do I attract these kind of interactions into my life? Like, what is it about me that just brings out the absolute lunatic in people? These losers made an illegal U-turn just to fuck with me. While they were making that U-turn, I was literally, like quite literally, running to the bus stop because I saw that there was an old lady waiting for the bus. And I thought to myself, you know what? God forgive me. I'm pretty sure just how I wanted to go to the bank and go home and mind my business, this older lady wanted to probably get on her bus and go home and mind her business as well. But I was literally in a situation. When I finally make it to the bus stop, I sit down, I'm trying to catch my breath so I can explain to this older lady why I need her to be my guardian angel, okay? While I was sitting there trying to catch my breath, the guy and the girl that were in the car, they were across the street antagonizing me, screaming and hollering at the top of their lungs. The girl is like, bitch, you can't escape me. I'm gonna beat your ass, bitch. And I'm looking at this old lady. I'm like, can you help me? Because at this point, they were causing a scene. I guess in a weird way, they were doing exactly what I wanted them to do. Because like I said, I was trying to create attention. I definitely wanted there to be witnesses to whatever was going to happen to me. Because they were definitely giving me like kidnapper vibes. Like I thought that they were gonna snatch me in the car. Because why would you feel so strongly about somebody that you do not know? This reminds me of when I did that story time about how I almost got jumped. And it's like, you don't even know me from a can of paint. Why do you want to beat my ass? Like, I'll never understand that. I will never understand that. Like, I will never get it. The old lady was looking at these two fucking idiots screaming at me at the bus stop. And she looking at me, I'm looking at her, I'm like, please, like, can you help me? Like, I don't even know these people. I don't know what they trying to do to me. I could tell that this lady believed what I was saying, but like, she was trying to process what was going on, because what was going on in real life did not make no sense. Why are these people screaming and hollering, talking about bitch and hoe and all this other stuff at like 10 in the morning? Like, what did you do to these people? You guys, when I tell you, I was begging her. I was like, please don't leave me. I don't even know these people. I don't know what they're gonna do to me. Like, please do not leave me. And mind you, I'm trying to look cool. Like, I don't want to look as scared as I actually am. At this point, I'm ready to get on the bus. Like, if the bus pulled up at that exact moment, I would have been so grateful. Unfortunately, that did not end up happening. What ended up happening in real life, the light ended up changing. The guy and the girl that were in the Nissan Altima were able to make a U-turn and come directly in front of where I was sitting at the bus stop. I was so fucking scared. I didn't know what to do. I called my grandpa. I called my grandpa in their face. And the lady that I was with at the bus stop, she was talking to the people that were in the car. She was like, why are you guys following this young lady? Like, what did she do to you? Like, she was asking them questions and they were like, shut up, bitch. I will never forget. The guy that was driving the car, he told that old lady when I was calling my grandpa, he was like, I don't know why she's acting like that. She knows she's out here selling something. And he was really trying to convince this older lady that he knows that I'm a hoe. He was trying to paint me out to this old lady like I'm not innocent. Like, I was really outside at 10:30 in the morning in fucking a crop top, sweatpants, and house shoes, okay, to sell my body. It didn't make no sense. Especially if you grew up in LA. You know what them girls be looking like. Honestly, I personally believe that the only reason these people left me alone, the only reason they did not snatch me into their car, is because I had enough common sense to call somebody that actually gives a fuck about me. And I was sitting right there at that bus stop explaining to my grandpa what was going on. I was like, they're driving this kind of car. It's a boy and a girl. I don't know these people from nowhere. They put two and two together and they realized that somebody actually cares about me. That's the only reason that they left me alone. If I was really out here in these streets by myself, I don't know how that situation would have ended. My grandpa pulled up like this. My grandpa pulled up before the bus even pulled up. When my grandpa picked me up, of course, he tried to tell me, you shouldn't leave the house dressed like that. But this is the internet. This is a safe space. You guys are not grandpas watching this, okay? So I feel like when I tell you that I left the house looking like a bum, you know exactly what I was talking about. And you know that there was nothing sexy about the outfit. It was a very casual vibe. I'm like, Grandpa, I thought that I was gonna go to the bank and come right back home. I am not trying to hear whatever you have to say to me, okay? But I feel like my grandpa was just trying to process what happened to me, especially because he was involved with all the drama surrounding my car. And my grandpa was actually helping me look for a new car. So everybody was stressed out. I was not trying to hear that my crop top was the reason that everything set it off. I was not trying to hear that. In my opinion, it was either spiritual warfare or a series of unfortunate events. And to be honest, I have lived long enough to know that a series of unfortunate events is still spiritual warfare, bitch. And that's my story. That is what I have waited literally months to tell you guys. This video was so hard for me to film. I had so many technical difficulties. My memory card got full. My battery kept dying. I actually filmed this video earlier in the day. I thought I was gonna go get my nails done and shit. When I went back and looked at the footage, my lash was hanging off. I had to film the whole video over. So you bitches better give this shit a thumbs up. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say about that, because I am so committed. Oh, Brianna would have been like, you know what? I do not care about YouTube. I got my sugar daddies. I don't care about my sugar daddies right now. I care about this YouTube shit right now. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Support your girl. Get those fingers moving in the comments below and let me know how you guys feel about this crazy ass situation. I love doing story times because I feel like they are so unique to me. Like, the stuff that I go through is so unique to me that if anybody was to ever try to rip off these story times, it wouldn't even be believable. Like, be for real, bitch. Thank you guys for watching all the way through to the end. If you made it this far in the video, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Till next time.